Welcome to the last chapter of week 2, chapter 6, analyzing the audience. This is something you have to do anytime you talk. It's a situational thing. There's you have to figure out how to talk to the people. As a parent, sometimes you talk down to your children, not in a negative way, but when they're real little. When you're talking to your parents, you talk to them in a different way than you do your friends. So the thing about public speaking class, especially this mode of public speaking class, is you have an artificial audience. You don't really have an audience. They're there because they have to be. And in this particular venue, you really can't see them. But if I'm giving a presentation to the Southern Baptist Women's Convention, I'm going to be different than I am if I'm giving a presentation to my college class. So even though your college class is an artificial audience, they're still real people. It's still somebody that has feelings, emotions, and thoughts of their own. And you need to treat them as such. You don't need to speak to them like they are an inanimate object. I had one student showed me her audience for a public speaking presentation, and it was stuffed animals. That's not an audience. Psychology is something we deal with. You can't make your audience listen. The only thing you can do is try to be as entertaining and as credible as possible for them to want to listen to you. There's an acronym with them, WIIFM. What's in it for me? Your audience is sitting there thinking that. When you're walking through a store and they have somebody making a presentation about a new set of knives, what's in it for me? I don't cook. I don't need no knives. I got knives I want. It's not going to help me. They're giving a presentation somewhere about stocks and bonds. I'm poor. I work paycheck to paycheck. I don't have any stocks or bonds. What's in it for me? So it's something that every audience member thinks in their head, and you have to realize that when you're giving a presentation, that you have to make them see something in it for them. Now, you can use demographics to analyze your audience. What's the age group I'm talking to? And if you're talking about CDs, teenager has a different idea of what a CD is than a financial manager. But demographics, what is the age group that you're talking to? What's the gender group you're talking to? You don't want to alienate the gender group that you're talking to. Like I gave that example already about the high school kid that walked up and said, "Oh, you know how women are." What's their religion? Religion is a quirky thing. A lot of people have some very hard and fast values and beliefs in their religion. But it's a universal thing in many ways. I mean, God is called many things by many different people, but they all kind of consider it the same thing. Baptists, there are 5,000 different Baptist organizations in the United States alone. So just because somebody says they're Baptist doesn't mean they're going to have quite the same beliefs as you do if you're Baptist. So you have to be aware of that. Sexual orientation. It's something that's coming more and more to light nowadays. In the past, it was a taboo topic to talk about. Now a lot of presentations are about orientation. And if that's what your presentation is about, you have to be aware that your audience may have a different orientation than you do, or they may have different beliefs about sexual orientation. Racial, ethnic, and cultural. What race is somebody? What ethnicity are they? Culture is my favorite subject. Culture is one of the things that shapes you and forms you, but you can't touch it. It's not tactile. You can't go to the store and get a gallon of culture. Now, you can go to another country and enjoy the culture of that country, but it's nothing that you can really grasp and get. And group memberships. What groups are they members of? Are you talking to all bunch of old veterans? They're a different group than non-veterans. Are you talking to a bunch of athletes? Are you talking to a bowling team? Are you talking to college students? You know, what groups are they part of? Are they conservative? Are they liberal? Are they conservationist? You know, what group do they belong to? Whatever group they belong to, you're going to have to adapt your presentation to them. And understanding their values and their beliefs as a group will help you to do that. Now, the situation is something you also have to analyze. How big is the group going to be? When I was working on my master's, the graduate students had classes of 25 people, but every Monday they had a 250 class, and a professor would teach that class. And so one day the professor told me, so you need to cover the class for me. He's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, you know. He knows I can handle this. He said, no, you got a big mouth, you can reach the back of the room. So, you know, how big is this group you're going to talk to? And the larger it is, the more options of diversity in that group that you're going to run into. And it's something you're going to have to deal with. What's the physical setting? Is it an auditorium? Do you have a microphone? Is it in a classroom? Is it virtual like this? Is it at Oxbow Meadows where it's outside? And if it's at Oxbow Meadows where it's outside, is wherever you're at outside in the path of a jet? Or if you're in the Carpenter Building downtown, is there a train going by? What is your audience's disposition toward the topic? Most of the class that you make your presentations on, the disposition is going to be, you know, some of them are going to be excited about it, some of them are going to just, I don't want to hear it. But you have to have an open mind as an audience. You have to be able to sit back and let somebody speak and listen to them and allow them to get it out. Because, you know, you're going to be in the same position. What is the audience's disposition toward the speaker? You know, a couple of years ago, has it been 2 years now? They had a jet disappear. You know, full of people. It just disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to it. The spokesman for the company walked out, and everybody wanted to string him up and hang him. And he's like, no, wait a minute. I'm on your side. I want to get this information out to you, and I want to get as much honest and straightforward information as I can. But as soon as he walked out, he was the face of the company. They hated the company, and so they hated him. What is the audience's, you know, disposition to the occasion? You know, if this is a ceremonial speech, you know, is it a funeral? Everybody's sad. Is it a wedding toast? Is it the opening of a new business? You know, what's their disposition toward the occasion? You know, this weekend we had Memorial Day, a very somber occasion for me. A lot of people would say, Happy Memorial Day, and it's like, no. You know, it's about remembering them. Those that gave the ultimate price, that paid the ultimate price for their country. That's what Memorial Day is about. And my disposition on it as an old veteran is often different than a lot of other people's. A lot of people say, hey, it's Memorial Day, it's time to barbecue, go to the beach and party, da-da-da. I don't look at Memorial Day that way. It's a day of somber remembrance. I remember my cohorts that are no longer here. I call my friends and we talk about those people that were once part of our lives. So a lot of people have a different disposition on the occasion. And you have to be aware of that when you're talking about something. Now, you have to get information about the audience in some way or another. You know, when they first taught me this class when I was undergraduate years ago, it's like, cool, you know, you can do surveys. I've never had an opportunity to survey. Yeah, I got to take that back. I guess I could send the survey out to all my students to find out what they're like, but in most cases when I've been giving a presentation, it's at a national convention or I've given a presentation to heads of state. It's not something you say, hey, fill this out so I can know who you are, so I can know how to talk to you. I really don't like the idea of surveys personally, because I feel that more often than not you don't have the chance. If you're working for a company and they say, come give the board of directors a briefing on the new project you're working on, to me that's what this class is about, is getting you where you can do that. And you can't send the board of directors a survey, say, hey, fill this out before I come give my presentation. But you can make observations. Go to their website. What's their biography of the people you're going to be talking to? What is it when you walk out on the stage or you walk up to the front of the room? Make a quick observation of the audience. Are they old? Are they young? Are they male? Are they female? Are they black or white or brown? Asian, African, American? What are they? And you're going to have to make a quick, on-the-fly decision on how you're going to talk about stuff. Now, some of it you can do beforehand. Like I said, if you're going to talk to the Women's Southern Baptist Convention, you pretty much know they're women, they're Baptist. Most of them are probably going to be older. There's not a whole lot of young women in those organizations. You know what their beliefs are. You know what's important to them. So make observations not only of the audience when you see them, but what information you can gather about them before you make that presentation. During your presentation, make observations of the audience. Watch the audience. See what they're doing. Are they looking around? Are they playing on their phones? Are they looking out the window? What are they doing? Observe them. If you see that you've lost them, find a way to get them back. One thing we're going to talk about later on when we talk about introductions is the attention getter. You're going to have something to get their attention. And a lot of times when I talk and I give presentations, especially if I'm in a classroom, if I really start talking soft, the students start paying attention. Because I got a big mouth. I project my words. Most of it comes from hearing loss that I've had in the past, and even with hearing aids, I'm loud. So if I see I'm starting to lose my audience, then I'll just start talking soft. And they realize something's different. What's going on? And brings them back most of the time. Sometimes you could use a question to bring them back during your speech. If you see them all drifting off, how many of you have children, if that's what your topic is about? And it will bring, hopefully, they ask something, I got to pay attention. So do these things when you make a speech. Your class, you pretty much have an idea who they are. They're college students in a community college. You know who I am. I've given you my introduction. Hopefully you've read the class's introductions and been able to look at them and see what your audience is about. Use it to your advantage. Do as much research not only on your topic as you can, but do research on the audience when you can, so you can tailor the speech to them. Just like I said earlier, you talk to your parents differently than you do your friends. If you ask mom and dad for $20, you're asking them differently than you're asking your friends. Understand how your audience is, who your audience is. Visually observe them while you're giving a presentation and see if you're losing them, so you can bring them back and get this thing going. Wraps up Chapter 6. Once again, I'll repeat this every time. Questions, email me, contact me. We'll chat, we'll talk, we'll Zoom, we'll Skype, whatever we have to do so you understand it, and we'll get this done. With that said, have a great week. I'll see you next week as we talk about more chapters. I know you're tired of this. I really do. Y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.